Welcome to NFP session today. Welcome to the live session coming up NFP in couple of minutes. In just a matter of 30 minutes, we will be looking for any the data is coming up. So welcome back everyone to this live session. Welcome to the live session. And as coming up NFP, we may see significant entry opportunity in this session. Now if you guys look at it, you can see that this is a daily chart. We will be looking at some important pairs. One is XAUSD, the other one also will be choosing from here the most volatile one. We can look for dollar yen. We see there is a rejection from the top, and we can look for euro dollar. We see there is a bounce, and also we can look for British pound US dollar, GBP, JPY, whichever are giving us the best setup. We will be looking to enter. Now euro dollar, we see what I was saying, that euro dollar looks euro dollar and British pound US dollar as a currency. We see there is a significant move on euro dollar, which is trending at the moment. So first let's see what's happening with XAUUSD, and then once we see the market has given proper directional bias on this one, we will be also looking to analyze euro dollar as well in this instrument. So let's look at first of all starting with XAUUSD from the bigger picture perspective, looking at the daily chart here. And with that daily, this is today's market open. From here we saw there was a break of structure earlier yesterday, and immediately the market has got bounced back from that level, and this market currently in a bullish trend locally. Now we need to look at with NFP what kind of opportunity you might have. We'll be looking at a couple of levels. First of all, I would like to see that everyone is present here. If you guys can hear me, you can say yes in the live chat. Welcome, thank you. I'm waiting everyone to show up, and then once we see all members are here, all the traders who want to trade NFP with us, we'll begin the analysis. If you can hear me, you can say something on the live chat. Thank you, Zamir. So yeah, yes, right, yes or no, or Y and N in the short form. So we see another members can hear me, so you can say guys yes on the live chat, or say no if you don't hear. Maybe some are not going properly the broadcast, so it will be helpful if you give a response in the live chat. So let's begin NFP trading. This is a very important trading day, and once the market will move, we can look for setup. And as you know that NFP is always give us some good trading opportunity. Along with also we will be focusing on learning the educational part. Now it is important that, you know, especially if you want to be a successful trader trading the market, then most important part is to look for trade setup that will give you an edge. So there is a big difference between trading and guessing the market, right? So trading is where you trade based on edge. So we'll be discussing on that in detail in this live session. Thank you. Welcome, Mofo. Hey everyone, welcome back to this live session. Now as you know, let's look at the schedule. Thank you very much. Looking at Forex Factory calendar, and with the calendar here, let's see that in my zone it's coming up in 25 minutes. Average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. So these are some high impact news that we will see coming up in just matter of 25 minutes. we will be looking to enter any position as soon as we see the data has come out. And as you know that this data is important because this NFP is where the market mover, right? So before NFP we saw that gold had a breakout structure here to the support level, and once it has come back to that support level, we will be able to see that the market having a potential bias here. So here, as you can see from here, a big drop to that support level, and with that support level we may see the market is potentially trending, while you see the euro dollar as well having a preparing for a potential move. So both of them we will be looking at in this live session. So first of all, let's begin with that one on gold, that to see where potentially the market could be heading. So first of all, looking at daily. Why? Because daily chart is where you will be able to see a potential clear direction rather than looking at lower time frame. First, daily chart is important because this is where from the daily chart we can understand longer term directional bias. Daily chart is neither very higher time frame nor very lower time frame. So if you guys look at, you can see from here, this is daily impulse followed by very narrow triangular pattern here, which is a smaller zone in that area, and then we can see another impulse, and we can see there is a breakup structure here. And with that breakup structure, if we look at, this is an important support. Okay, so here you can see that this is an important support level, and as the market from the daily has penetrated that level here, okay, we see that rejection from here. And if we look at the ATR value for this daily candle, let's look at that one here. It's important that we look at the ATR. Now ATR for this daily candle is, we can see it's 754 pip ATR, but the actual move on this, actual volatility on the day is 894, so which is more than one ATR move on a single day to the key level. Now keep in mind guys, you can see the same thing here. When you see that on a single day or on a single session, the bigger ATR candle, especially if it is 2 ATR and then rejection, it's much more powerful. Then we can expect a rejection from that level. That's a very important point that you can note down if you are a trader who really trade every single day. This is a very important key points that to note. When you see a key level is hit by a bigger ATR candle, you can expect the market to reject, or which is what you can say that false breakout or breakdown. So here we can see that this is the daily candle, more than one ATR to the key level, and we saw rejection to the upside on the next day. Now this is the current daily candle, and as NFP coming, what do you think that, what I was before starting this live session thinking that we might see the market to come back here to this support level and then to revert back up from here. Do you think that that's gonna happen? I think the market might remain bullish as it is a long term. The other probable scenario possible to drop back again in another drop. So depending on after the data, how the market is rearranging is the key. It easily can come to fill that long wick here, and what I think that, you know, the market may do completely different, but what I think, if the market here break below, then we might see that potentially bigger trend down. What do you think? So if the market reject from that level, we may see the market to continue to the uptrending direction here. If the market break below, then we may see the market in this here, the price to trend back down here to the support level. So with that being said, if we look at the lower time frame, this is the daily chart here, and it's important support level. We saw there is a liquidity grab and a rejection from the liquidity grab. We see the support retest and then bounce back up, and what we can see, this is the daily price to that support level, got a rejection. We could see the market potentially to trend back to the upside, or we might see the price to drop again. So depending on what kind of data coming and how the data is impacting the market. So from the daily, let's drop down to the lower time frame 4-hour chart here. We saw there was a double bottom and creating series of higher low with the double bottom, and the market has got rejection from here. Looking at the 1-hour chart, lower time frame, we can see the market here in that level with an inverted head and shoulder from this key level. We saw the market reacted to the upside here, and with this inverted head and shoulder, the market reacted to the upside. We might see the price to potentially trend back to the upside or trend back down. So depending on how the price action is being from here. From the 1-hour, if we closely look at, it's still maintaining a bullish market structure in that zone here, so which is a possibility for the market to potentially trend back to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. So with that being said, what we can see here in this lower time frame for the price to potentially this is a lower time frame structure formation here. If we look at the 1-hour, here is what we can see, an inverted head and shoulder, a bounce pullback, and the market is trending, creating potentially a series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market. So here is 10 and 20 MA crossover. With the 10 and 20 MA crossover, expecting for the market to potentially break that structure. We can look at couple of levels on the lower time frame here. This is the 1-hour support, which is an important 1-hour support level, and with that support, what we can see that this is also another important support here on the lower time frame. So here is what we can see, that there is a liquidity grab here. We saw a bounce, and we can see here there is another liquidity grab, also we see that bounce. So with the multiple rejection from an important key level, we may see that this market to potentially revert back again to the upside here. So if we see with the NFP, the market has broken, grab the liquidity, and then we might see the price to potentially trend back to the upside here. So this is where we're looking to see potential trading opportunity in this market. So here we saw that series of higher low, a bounce, and again series of higher low, a bounce, and again we see series of higher low, a bounce. So it's still maintaining here locally an uptrending market structure. Want to see that it has broken from the structure to that support level, and then to revert back again to the direction of the trend here. So waiting for the market to show its hand, and once we see the market has shown its hand, we will be in that trade to create to take a bigger move in the major direction of the trend. Either if the market is showing the bullish bias, then we go for long, but it's still matter of time to see in which way it is potentially be heading. Hello everyone, thank you. Waiting for that to show up, potential entry. Now the long wick here, we can see that whenever the market is breaking below, it's getting that liquidity grab and rejection. Whenever breaking below, it's getting the rejection. So it's a bullish bias here, which is a key area of zone that we can look for potential entry in this market. So you can see this is the XAU USD market in that area. And with that being said, let's see how the 15 minutes as we trade on the lower time frame. Looking at the 1 minute chart here, this is where are the key level. So some of the swing low here, If you guys look at it, you can see there was a breakup structure and then big bounce, followed by we saw another breakup structure and then bounce. So some of the key levels that we can see that would like to see that with the NFP broken and then to return back to the upside again in the major direction. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, where is the 4-hour level, and here is the 4-hour price action. This is also a lower long-term level, which is an important support here. So you can see support here, support here, support here, which is an important level of support, and that support down resistance. And with that being said, in this area here with the drop, we see that pullback, and what we can expect here for the market to potentially to retest and then to revert back again in the either to retest to revert back to the upside. So this is a zone that we still directionally not fully clear until the news is coming. So that's where you will be waiting to see either retesting the neck nail and then bouncing back or trending back down. Now this is a matter of also as always, nice commentary, thank you, welcome. How about dollar yen? We will be looking to see that. Now I would like to ask as a poll, what's your view on this with the NFP? What's your view with NFP on XAU USD? Let's look at that. What do you think with NFP, with XAU USD? Do you think that it's gonna return back to trend down, or it's gonna bounce back to the upside to the major direction of the trend? Cast a vote here. So from the current level, what do you think that with the NFP? I have posted a poll, and I would like to see that everyone can join the poll. You guys cast a vote to know what do you think on that. And before you guys cast a vote, make sure you like this stream, as this is NFP, as you know that. Would like to see some best trade setup coming up in this session. If you guys enjoy every single day, also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. Let's look at that to see how the market potentially be doing here. Welcome. All right, so let's see here on this here in this area. This is a support here. Okay, so you can see support here, support here, support here, turning resistance. And now if the market is, this is a support, and if we see the market tested the support, we might see a potentially an upside here on XAUSD, and that's what we're looking to see for the market to retest and either to bounce or to revert back here. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome. My trading looks easy. Thank you for your effort to help us. It may drop down to liquidity, then bullish again. So that could be, yeah, appreciate. Yeah, definitely. Now, directionally, once we understand the directional bias, we can be very sure about the market, right? Because directional bias is where halfway, not the full way, it's a halfway, isn't it? Because once you see that, once you are sure about the direction, you are very much understanding how once you know that directionally, once you understand the directional bias, you can easily enter the trade with proper risk management. Now, directional bias is important is because once you clear about the directional bias, you can set your trade with risk management, with bigger profit target, and you can keep winning majority of the trade. Because two things as a trader need to be sure before we enter into the trade. One is the direction, because the market either will move up, down, or sideways. So either you're gonna need to buy or you need to sell. And the other important aspect is entry, right? So that's what I call that's triple W. Okay, so WWW, these three things need to be aligned to execute a trade successfully, to become profitable as a trader. Without dot here, of course not. So now, what is the first W is, so if you wanna successfully become an independent trader, you need to make this triple W. That means that you need to answer 3W. So the first W is which way, right? So is the first question that one must ask before opening a position. So the first W is which way. That means that either you're gonna buy or sell. Okay, so once you gonna get the directional bias, either to buy or sell, you're gonna get the directional bias. And the next question that you need to look at is when, right? So because either you're gonna buy or sell, so you're gonna you have found the direction that you're gonna buy or sell. Once you found the direction either to buy or sell, the next thing that you need to look at is when, right? So you're gonna buy, sell, but when you're gonna clearly press that buy or sell button. This is the second important question, second W, that one must answer before opening a position. So when, which way, and then when. And once you know when, means that at what price action, at what level you should be pressing buy or sell. And that's not all, right? So you found the direction, you found when to enter, buy or sell. Still there is another W. What it is? I'm just waiting for the 15 minutes confirmation. It's bearish, and then I'm writing it down. So you are writing it down. Are you sure about that? Why you are writing it down? What if it is going up? Okay, we'll be coming to that point. So let's understand the triple W, and that's what it is, right? That's what it is. So I'm just waiting for 15 minutes confirmation. It's bearish trend, and I'm writing it down. Why? That's what the third W. Okay, so you need to ask why. Why am I opening the position? Why am I trading? Right? So when you know the why, you're gonna get ahead in your trading psychology, which is the 70% of traders successful depend on his or her trading psychology. So to develop the trading psychology, you must need to know why. Okay, why is important. So which way, when, and why. Once you can answer these 3 questions, you are a successful trader, right? So that's all you need to become a better trader. And at the same time, we have 5 minutes to go for the news. So let's understand this, guys. Keep in mind that it's not about becoming a trader. It's not about trading. It's not about doing the trading. It's being or becoming a trader. The same strategy can perform to 10 different traders with 10 different results. So it's not all about the strategy. Also, who is implementing the strategy will dictate the results of the strategy. And that is why it is important that more often ask one question: who is trading, right? So it's important. You might say, I'm trading. So if you are trading, who is trading? Is it a trader or no? So that's how you need to ask a lot of questions. That why, okay, and who is trading. And becoming a trader or trading is very different. So it is important that you understand the trading psychology to become a better trader. So I say, hello, this is why it's easy. My technical analysis says it's dropping. I don't see a bullish trend doing my analysis. Okay, so if your technical analysis say is dropping, then believe it or not on it. In fact, the market will never have all the buyers or all the sellers. Then the market will not exist. In fact, there is always a buyers and sellers. Maybe it's a ratio of 55%, 60%, and 40%, or maybe 55% or 45%. So those who believe that the market will drop, also in the market. Those who believe the market will go up, also in the market. And that might be big players there, right? Maybe an institutional trader think that the market will drop. So it's not that anyone wrong or right. It's being in the high probability side is the key to become a better successful trader. So this is what you need to understand. We have only 2 minutes to go. I see that the pool has come out to be 29 votes. I would appreciate if you guys cast a vote on the pool. We see that 59% traders here thinking the market will drop. It could be, as it is consolidating here. Let's wait to see how the information coming with the data. And once we see the data has come out to be, we have 1 minute, more than 1 minute to go for the news to come up. Dollar average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rates. So these are 3 important news coming up. Waiting for that to happen, waiting to see where the market potentially be trading. So average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. So once we see the data has come out, we are ready to waiting for that to come out. So you can see that coming up, average hourly earnings 0.2%, non-farm employment change 177k, which has got a very good positive green rate here, and unemployment rate is 4.2%. A massive change. So let's see how, looking at the DXY, had a boost on it because of the so the job data has come to be very positive here. You can see there is a bounce. Let's look at on XAUSD. We see that spike to the downside. Now that's not all, because it's just a primary drop. Now it may, as I mentioned earlier, it continue to trend back down, or it may continue to bounce back up here. So let's wait to see from here how this might be doing. And here is what we can see, that this is the 15-minute chart. We can see from here with this liquidity grab, big drop here. So now, is this a liquidity grab or it's a change of trend? That we will understand looking at the daily chart here. You guys can see that this is the daily level. The market is approaching the daily low, and if the market drop to the daily support, we may see potential for rejection. We see that on euro dollar in the same way. Let's look at here 5 minutes. Looking at euro dollar also with the data has dropped back to that level, where to the support on euro USD. Looking at the 4-hour here, and with that drop on euro dollar, we can see there is a doji. Looking at the daily here, and that is where this is a daily support. With the daily support, euro dollar either to be trend or to potentially bounce. We'll look at that how it might be doing. And looking at the 4-hour here, we can see there is this is a support level, and with that support here from the daily, important support, expecting for the market to test and possibly to return. While on XAUSD, so let's identify the daily low here. This is the daily low, and looking at the 5 minutes, which is also an order block here. So this is a daily level here, so daily support. Now if the market is coming to the daily support here, that's where we could see that the market, how it is reacting to the daily support is important to look at for us to see any potential entry in this market. Now we can see there is a as you can see, there is a significant drop here. The key here to look at either this market is coming down further or moving back again to the major direction of the trend. Until we see the directional bias, we will be waiting to see how the market potentially be trading. And here is the lower time frame, 1 minute chart. So here it's there is a long wick candle formation on XAUSD. Until we see the directional bias, we will be waiting to see how the market potentially be doing. I think we might see that the trend continuation here to the downside for further potential drop. We can see that drop here, and that is where possibly to come back further. So 4 hour we can see that drop to that, so we may see for the market to come back here 4 hour support from the 1 hour approaching 1 hour 20 EMA. Looking at here on XAUSD, this is a big drop in that level, and with a long wick candle in that area, what we can see, the market has formed a doji here from the 5 minutes, showing that pattern from the 1 minute. Also looking at the 30 minutes candlestick pattern, there is a, here you can see a retest. Now this drop is where once the market settled, we will be able to see that either the market to potentially drop further, or it started to trend back to the upside here, and that's what we are looking at in the bigger picture perspective here on XAUSD, for this market to remain in the direction. We'll see that where it is potentially be heading, and depending on the price action, we can look for entry once we see that directionally we are set. That's where we will be looking for entry. From the lower time frame, there is a 5 minutes narrow candle is being formed. This could be a bullish or bearish candle depending on how the price action is being formed. Looking at to see the proper directional bias. As you can see, there is a move back to the upside here in that area. There is a reversal confirmation, expecting it to return back to the upside potentially to that level where there is a neckline of this previous support down resistance. Waiting for the market to you can see here is a bullish bias started, but still I don't want to become fully confirmed about the direction. We will see that because this 1 hour candle is still remaining. If this 1 hour candle closed as a doji or a bull candle, that's where you will potentially see a possible bullish move. Or if the market is retesting and dropping back again, we still could see that bearish pressure. So still not directionally not sure, as we still don't know clearly which direction the market potentially be heading here. So looking at the lower time frame, here is the 5-minute chart and two important doji formation here. But you can see in that area that for the market to, this is the 1-minute chart, with a structure, still it's a very complex structure formation. Let's look at to see where we can place potentially a pending order. So 4 hours is still 1 hour 18 minutes to go for this candle to close, and what I think that is less likely this candle to close as a bull candle, because it's still quite a few minutes to go for this candle, so it might range in that area during that time period. So this is the 4-hour level. If the market is reaching that 4-hour resistance line, we could be able to see potentially bias here. From the euro dollar that we can see, this is the daily price, euro dollar showing potentially doji. Let's see what's happening with the DXY. DXY tested the high with this long wick drop, and then we can see another long wick potential drop here on DXY. From the XAUUSD here on the lower time frame, we can see that there is a big bullish pin bar here in that area. And with that in mind, we can see there is a long wick rejection. This is an important level of support. So waiting for this market to show its hand. There is a 15 minutes doji. How this doji is closing also important. So if you look at the 15 minutes, there is a long wick doji. And until we see that candle close. So if you look at here, this is the 30 minutes 15 minutes candle closed, potentially closing as a doji. Now this doji, what I think that is still we might see potential sideways movement here, right? So you can see there is a doji formation, and with that doji we could see the market to remain here in a one directionally bias. So this is a 5 minutes candlestick pattern, and in this So the 1 hour, it's in a very crucial level, right? So do you have any directional bias yet? But I think that it's still, the market is still not clear about the direction. So we see that sideways, but we could see that very soon to show any clear path in that market. There is a narrow doji, we can see from here, big drop, and so forming another doji in that area. It might now try to grab more liquidity from here. If you look at the 15 minutes, you can see that there is a 15 minutes creating series of lower high. It's a smooth trend line, and if we draw a level with the trend line, yeah, we can see the lower time frame. Here is a trend line. It's an important resistance line, expecting for this market to potentially trend back in that direction. To see 1 minute is forming there is a doji formation, and for us to find a potential entry, so this is the 15 minutes so far. Here is the bearish. So looking at the 4 hour here, this is the current session's low, this is another low, and we have the daily support here. So in that area, we can see there is a long wick doji, and with this doji formation, what we can expect for the market to possibly trend back here in that support level. So now we can see that from here it's having a rejection to the upside. with a long wick candle. This structure that we can see on the lower time frame is not any directionally clear, so you will still not be entering into any trade. And from that perspective, if we look at the lower time frame 15 minutes and the lower time frame here, we can see the market is in a here directionally not very clear. And so still we can see the market here. This is the 15 minutes. Still it's in a sideway. We'll be waiting to see that how the price potentially be heading to. Not still any position because of the direction that you want to see. It's in a sideway. As you know, the sideway market is not a very good area that we can enter into the trade. Thank you for joining the live session. Absolutely appreciate your support to the channel. Here is a series of high and low. And we can see that market is forming series of high and low, and also here lower high. So it's in a complete sideway market, very sharp consolidation. While if we look at euro dollar here, let's keep that on gold. This chart for euro USD, it is also didn't show any clear direction. There was a breakup structure here and then rejection to the upside. And this market on euro USD is where this is the 1 hour price action. Here there is a sharp bounce, and on euro dollar it still can remain bullish. If you look at the daily here, it's a daily bullish market. 4 hour there is a doji, 1 hour also there is a long wick candle here. And with this long wick we can see that the market is to here from the lower time frame, there is a long wick doji on euro dollar, and that market here on euro dollar we can see the price to here. We can see there is another long wick candle, a move, and then the price has broken well below, and then the market had a reaction from that level to the upside. And with that rejection to the upside on euro USD from this support level, we can see that there is a bounce, and we may see the market to potentially trend back to the upside or coming here to fill that long wick in that market. So looking at the 4 hour, we can see there is a doji. Now this doji can be a bearish pressure, can be once the candle close in 5 minutes time, we might see it's forming an inverted head and shoulder and then to remain bullish. Or we might see the market to possibly come back here to fill that zone here. And looking at on XAU USD, that's where you can see the lower time frame. Now looking at this lower time frame here on XAUSD, we can see the 5 minutes. There is a doji. Forming series of lower high. So you could see that still trending. Okay, so the market is slowly potentially building a bearish price action at the moment so far. Looking at the 4 hour, we can see from here a sharp rejection to the downside. From the 1 hour also we can see the rejection. Lower time frame here also we can see that rejection. 15 minutes also we see that there is a rejection here. Now 5 minutes, that's where we can see the market to after liquidity grab. It's here creating series of lower high, coming here to that support level potentially. So for us to find that entry 4 hour, we can see that big drop to that support level. Okay, here we can see there is a break of support on the lower time frame. Now with this break of support, it's showing potentially bearish pressure here. So looking for any entry, as there is a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, potentially it's with this doji and break of support. so we will be waiting for a pullback here. So you can see this is the 1 minute move. Let's wait for the pullback to the upside. If we see that after the pullback or after one at least liquidity grab, if we see potential bearish, we can look for selling, or it is coming to the daily support here, and that is the zone that we want to wait. Because if we look at the higher time frame on the daily, it's on the support, and if you look at the lower time frame, it's where we might see that bounce here. So we'll be waiting to see what kind of price action is forming. Thank you very much for joining the live session. Let's keep waiting for the market to show proper directional bias, which is very important to look at. Here streaming is buffering. Really, I think it's working well. Thank you very much. Can you confirm that the streaming is not buffering? Dollar yen crazy move. Dollar yen didn't move much here. We can see there is one candle has formed. I think dollar yen is still not in a very strong directionally clear. Thank you. Oh no, we have some running position. Sometime we need to close that. Thank you. Welcome, hanging man. Well, thank you very much. Welcome. Okay, here what we can see, there is a narrow doji that being formed. So this is a, for me, potentially bearish. Okay, we can see that the break of support. If you look at the lower time frame, looking at the 1 minute, here is where a 1 minute bearish engulfer, that is where the market potentially be. So we need to get an entry potentially for drop, or we might see the rejection. So you can see, if you look at the daily, I just closed all the lines so that we can see that clearly. If we look at the daily support here, that is where important zone. The market may try to retest the daily support and then potentially to be another bounce from that level. As if you look at the 1 hour, you can see with this 1 hour bearish candle, the market from here started to break below. So there is a gap here. There is a fair value gap, which is almost 90 pip gap. So here I will be looking to potentially place a sell stop in that area. Stop loss above this high, TP target to this daily level. So placing a sell stop at 3243. It's a very fast move here. So sell stop at 3243. Stop loss at 3249.09 and TP target at 3236.96. So place the sell stop. If the market return back down here, we will be on the trade. And so place the sell stop here on XAUSD. So on the trade, we're on the trade on this one as it managed to break below, expecting some quick gain here with this potential drop. We might be able to, if the market drop to that level, be able to see this is how trading. We need to catch here that move, expecting to drop to the daily support. And I will be giving a shout out what I'm doing, because it's a very fast trade, and anytime it might have a bounce, and you don't want to let that to happen before you want to take the profit. And then if we need to re-enter, we will be re-entering as long as the market is heading. Come on, it's trying to get back to the upside. Still showing bearish. Okay, it might get back to the upside. If it gets back to the upside, you will not be taking, but it's still showing bearish. I'm still running it, and as soon as I will close, I will shut out here, because it's a scalping trade and don't want to let it happen too much to the upside. If this candle not being able to cross below, we might be closing the trade as soon as this candle close in 15 seconds. So we might be re-enter here. It might get a reaction to the upside. I'm closing out the current trade. I have closed out. It moved a lot in a quick move. That way you can see that here. So almost 40 pip gain. It dropped to that. As soon as you close, it start to drop. So which is for me it's around 38 pip. If you guys have closed that trade, you can give a feedback. We'll be waiting for another move. It's not end. We just started. We will have more move, and want to see here. So if you look at here, you can see this is the daily support level. Let's delete those lines here. Looking at the daily, this is the daily support here, and from that daily support, that is where the market is. And here is where you can see the market is where the lower time frame. This is the 5 minutes, and in that 5 minutes, what you can see, there is a doji here. Alright, so you can see bounce, and it may continue to drop. Now from the daily support, this is a daily support. I would like to place a line here. From the daily support, if the market form an inverted head and shoulder here, that is a sign that the market may go back to the upside again. Okay, so in that case, we will be looking to go long. So because it's a one clean move, if you look at the 4 hour, you can see it's a complete vertical drop. Now if the market penetrate below here from this 4 hour candlestick pattern and then rejecting back to the upside, that's where we will be able to see that potentially a move back to the upside. Until that, we'll be waiting for the market to confirm its directional bias here. We'll be waiting to see. I would like to see a feedback in the live chat with this trade. Thank you. it's a very quick trade, and waiting for the market to be visible with another directional bias. Here we can see the market is, this is the daily low, and if it reverses from here, this is today's high, to retest again or potentially to bounce back up, we will be looking to see that the market is potentially showing that. So if the market reverses, then it should be retesting, having a strong rejection. That's where you will be able to find a possible bullish entry. If we see the market has done enough retest of this support and then to revert back again to the upside. Thanks for joining the live session. Here is what we are doing here, looking for the entry on the daily chart to see if the market has prepared for a potential bounce. Which has dropped to that support. So if it is forming a reversal here, we will be on the trade. If we see a clear reversal confirmation, it is still can continue to drop because it's an order block here. Still didn't test the order block yet, so it's still probability to drop further, and depending on how the candle is closing is important to see. From the 15 minutes we can see a big drop here, which is, this is a bearish, and for me possibly we can look for entry if we see the price has come back well below this level here. Now we'll be waiting to see how the market potentially be heading. Held one trade and would like to see further entry. All good, and thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome. Here is, you can see that move and lower time frame. Here is the 15 minutes candle closed. Now this is still bearish price action, so it's still possibility to fill that here. Would like to wait for this move first to see how it is forming. Now if it is a forming a clean head and inverted head and shoulder, then we will be looking to ride that potential trend to the upside, depending on how here the market is closing with the lower time frame. And then if it is forming that inverted head and shoulder, creating a clean reversal market structure, that's where we will be looking into the trade here. Good morning, thank you very much. We had a successful trade, guys. If you are enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell. Also, you can stay connected by joining the Telegram. You can find link below this video. More often we have promotions as well as trade analysis, trade ideas that I'm posting every day. You can find all those in the Telegram for the community, and that's where you will be able to gain access to many of the exclusive offers that sometime coming. Sometime we take the members in the academy to gain access to the courses, strategies, as well as AI trading tools, and also live trade analysis, live trade ideas that I'm posting in the group. To get access to all of them, stay connected by joining the Telegram, where you will find all the available resources to become a better trader, to become a successful, profitable trader. Welcome. Here is what you can see. Here the market is still showing. So from the daily level, it's getting a reaction here. From the 1 hour, it's moving back to the upside here. 15 minutes. Five minutes. So is the lower time frame price action, having an inverted head and shoulder, could be a possible direction, but without proper liquidity gap, I wouldn't look that inverted head and shoulder as a clear reversal. At any point it can drop back down again. Lower time frame, here is what we can see, the lower time frame 1 minute chart. Okay, so getting some bullish, local bullish move here. Now for us to enter, this is the 15 minutes price action where so without here on the lower time frame, on the 1 minute chart, we can see there is a, from the daily support there is a bounce trying to move back to the daily resistance line. From the 1 hour, here we can see the price is almost to the 1 hour opening and closing, which is also the lower time frame resistance line. And now as the market has managed to bounce in that area, we would potentially see that the price to go back to the possibly in that area here. If you guys look at in that zone where so it formed that inverted head and shoulder, start to move back up. Entry to the cautious way is always a good idea to find proper positioning. It's a complete bounce from this long-term support level, and so straight going back to the daily resistance line. Straight going back to the daily resistance line. We see that this is the 15 minutes closing in a couple of minutes. Now this is an important resistance line, reach that price too. From here the daily high is there. Okay, placing a pending order above this high. If the market breaks this important level of resistance, we will be on the trade for this move. Potentially second trade of the day, we can place around 50 pip stop loss on that to the daily high here. Placing a buy stop at 3258. So buy stop, placing at 3258. .32 stop at 3253.29 and TP at 3268.44. So it's just crossed that. I'm entering by market in that trade. Start to move. So I am entering in the trade by market. So I am on the trade. I am on this trade, the bullish trade here on XAUSD. The second trade, the first one we have close to it for 38.40 pip. Now this one, as it managed to bounce, expecting is go back to the daily resistance line, which if successfully move back to that level, we will be able to catch that one for 100 pip nearly. Let's see how far we can catch that to potential move. Now expecting to remain bullish here. It's in a crucial level that has broken. It's gonna be an FP successful trade if this one is moving in that direction. So we need to see. I am on the trade by market. So the bias still looks like that bullish. So if it bounce, then we might see boom, a quick move back to the upside. It's a very tight stop loss. Expecting to remain bullish. So I'm ready to manage the trade accordingly, but still holding it. There's a retest. Alright, so it's just crossed our entry. Getting a rejection from the top. the last candle is not one that very good, and still on the trade, but it may not remain here. So it just took out of the trade. So it just made a false breakout and return. So you may see that bearish drop again. Let's see what's happening here in that area. Still at those lines that we can see. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, it just got a rejection from the top before the candle close. So the 1 hour, we'll be waiting for that one to see. I think we might see now either sideways from the daily, that it was moving back to the resistance line and then has got rejection from the top. The bias now showing in that area to be bearish again. Okay, so it's remaining bearish. So from the 4-hour we can see that the mark candle may come back here for another retest. So looking to see that the market may remain bearish here. So with a, this is a 5 minutes bearish engulfer formation, which is showing possible downtrend. We see that here dollar yen had a bearish move. We might be able to find a trade on dollar yen as well. Now with that, you can see it just has broken below for a liquidity grab and getting back up again in the major direction of the trend, where so here the market at the moment, we can see there is a 1 hour 30 minutes candle closed here with a bullish bias, and here this is in a, we saw that drop, bounce back up, currently in a sideway. Now this sideway is either to remain bullish or getting liquidity, while we can see the dollar yen is having a sharp drop from the lower time frame, and there is an imbalance here on dollar yen. There's a liquidity grab, 15 minutes back to back, quite a few price action move. 4 hour here, we can see that fourth session the market is coming down to the support, where there is a liquidity here from the 15 minutes here as well. We can see that 1 2 3 important bearish candle information in that area, and we may be able to see some potential drop here on dollar yen. So from that perspective, if we look at on dollar yen here, we can see the market is showing potential. Looking at the 4 hour, so we see there is a massive drop on dollar yen. Now we cannot enter the market that is strongly falling, but I think that we is waiting for a pullback. There is a significant liquidity grab here. So with the bubble with the dollar yen in early this week, that is currently breaking that bubble from that level. So with that move on dollar yen, we can see that the price is trending here, 4 hour here, from the weekly doji, monthly it's coming to the support. So dollar yen potentially be coming to this here, where there is a previous resistance here, which is turning support here. Alright, so with that on XAUUSD, after forming a sharp pattern here, it's coming back down as 4-hour candle closing here. On gold, we can see there is a, after this false breakout, again the market is coming to the daily support level. With the NFP, the market has moved. We have seen there was a false breakout and then bounce, so it's in a zone where now the both directional bias is possible. From the daily, we can see the price again coming to the daily support level. From the 4-hour, it's coming to the support, and from the 1-hour, a doji. Now the 1-hour price action here is bearish in that area. 4-hour, we will see that after the candle close how it is closing. Daily price action where the market still can possible to have a bounce. So both, all time frame has contradiction. It might move in a sideways either, because it's almost, we see that end of the week. And if we look at the bigger picture from the weekly, we can see that there is a from the weekly, from this doji, the market has got rejection. So if the weekly support breaks here, then we may see that there is a big imbalance here, and we could see the market to drop a lot here. On the monthly, you can see this is the monthly. From the monthly resistance, it got rejection, and this is the monthly resistance. And with that being said, if we look at the 1-hour, and if we look at the monthly, where long week, and then once the market open start to drop, from the monthly it is possible for a sudden drop here from the monthly, because there is an imbalance in that area. And if we look at the weekly, we see there is a doji and then rejection from the top. From the daily, there is a doji and also that rejection. So from the intraday here on 1-hour, here is a doji. So this is the monthly support. Right now, from the multi time frame analysis, as there is a 4-hour candle closing, we might see potential deeper liquidity gap and could remain that market to be bearish and drop here to this support level. Okay, so that could be potentially a move on gold for long-term directional bias. What do you think, that gold is coming to the support level or it's gonna bounce? I see that there is a possibility for a long-term drop here. There is a multiple liquidity gap. So the 1-minute chart also forming bearish price action. It's possible for the market to remain bearish here. So you can see it, you can see here from this resistance line, when they're created series of lower high and then started to break down below. This is the daily support, approaching to the daily support. So from the monthly, what I think that gold may remain bearish from the monthly or weekly. So higher time frame is always playing out. Lower time frame, we can see multiple liquidity gap and trying to form a structure in that area. So from that point of view, if we look at the bigger picture here, you can see it's a structure formation. in this area, if we look for potential entry for this possible move, let's look at the 1 hour candle closing as a doji. We need to wait for the candle close for possible entry. There is a liquidity zone here on the lower time frame. Okay, so it's approaching that level here, this 3253. So we will be looking to open potentially sell if the market reaches here. There is a resistance here that we can see the price may try to go back, because this is that level has not been tested. This is also the 1 hour doji. So I would like to place a sell limit here to this level, just below this level. If the market reach there, we will be on the trade sell limit for a possible retest and then to return. So with a stop loss above this high around 75 pip, and if the market triggers, then we will be targeting to the downside here. This is a sell limit, not sell stop. So sell limit, which is a different one. If the market reach, you will be opening a sell position here. And so sell limit at 3252.98, stop at 3260.33, take profit at 3237.25. So placed a sell limit here at 3252.98. If the market touch that, we will be holding it for possible drop in that direction. So we place the another trade here, still not active, but place the sell limit while dollar yen is keep pushing down. If I got triggered, I will give a shout out here. didn't trigger yet, but I think we might see waiting for a retest here and then to return. It didn't retest, but it's trying to drop. Come on, it didn't take the trade, but it's trying to drop here. For a few peep, it didn't trigger. This is a issue with the sell limit. I more often use the sell stop is because of that reason, because the market may more often didn't go to the level, just return, and it didn't trigger for just for one, how many peeps, 2-3 peeps. So when it didn't trigger, we will be waiting for a trigger. I think it might now remain bearish here. If we look at the 1 hour, it's again drop. 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And the market has started to drop from that level, so now it may go back up again for another retest, or it may just remain bearish from here. Okay, another green candle formation, so it may now bounce. I'm still keeping that trade active, the entry. Still we keep the pending order entry sell limit. We see again this is a key level here to look at. Hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up. And with the NFP, we can see the market. We place the sell limit, still is there, waiting for a potential hit. And as this trend line, the market was respecting here. Break of this high. If we look at the 1 hour closing, potentially a narrow doji. Now if we get a trigger with the 1 hour candle close, then expecting it to get a liquidity and then to return in that direction here. Reach that level and still the sell limit in the same area. We might get an entry. So we see that 1 hour candle closed here on the lower time frame as a doji, and so place the pending order in the same area. Okay, it's bouncing back up. So entry at the same spot on XAUSD. Sell limit still didn't trigger. Risk management is key, guys. Make sure that if you are opening and do the risk management here, you can see again getting rejection. So this 1 minute candle is a pure bearish price action. So with the same setup, I'm going to enter by market because it didn't trigger. We don't want to wait that trade further longer. So I have entered by market with a sell setup with a potential for a drop. So the same stop loss, everything same. I am active with the sell trade here. So sell trade active. Now as there is a liquidity gap here multiple time, we are on the trade and it's dropping down here at the moment, waiting for a possible drop here to the support level so that we can cover the previous trade and also further. So there is a multiple liquidity gap in that area, expecting it to come back here to the support level. So I'll give a shout out once I am on the outing, once I will be out of the trade. So it's moving back down and wanting to see that it's breaking below that. You can see there is a multiple liquidity gap in that area. coming down. We are quite a few pip down here. That means that in profit. So bouncing, trying to bounce back up because it's on the support level. I'm ready to close anytime if needed. Still waiting for possible drop further. If it drop below, we will be holding it. Okay, the price action is bearish, so I'm still actively holding it. Okay, showing bearish, we're holding it for possible downside. Bearish, holding it, which is showing possible bearish move here. We see a bearish price action here. I'm holding it for further downside. Thank you for joining. Let's wait for possible further drop. Okay, it's trying to revert back up. Now, will you try to weak fill here? Let's to see. It may. If it cannot weak fill, then it will drop. Okay, we see that it's not being able to break the high. Come on. So not being able to break the high, so the bearish pressure possible, the bearish drop is possible here. We see the market trend is down, so we still holding it for potential break below, and I think the market may continue to drop here, expecting further downside in that area. And come on. Okay, I'm going out with this trade. It's gone back up again. I'm going out with the running profit. I'm out with the trade with the running profit, couple of pips, but it's just I don't want to give that back. Here it may go up again for another liquidity grab or may drop down. So yeah, let's keep the risk low. As you can see, let's delete that one here, what's happening in the market. So we can see the couple of trade 4 hour here. There is a 4 hour bearish engulfer formation, so it may try to test the 4 hour resistance and could drop back down, or it may continue to drop here. So based on that, how the market is doing, we will be looking into the trade here. So with that being said, this is where looking for a potential further entry opportunity. As soon as you will find that, and you can see it's now breaking below again. So as the with the progression of the session, we will be looking for trading opportunity in the upcoming session. So with that being said, thank you for joining this live session, and I would appreciate your support, guys, for this channel. This is a great week that we have spent. Coming up another week, and with that next week coming, we will be also trading live every day. And if you guys found value in this channel, make sure you also like this stream. Stay connected by joining all the links below this video in the description. With that said, I will see you again very soon trading live together. Until that, stay well.